Hello, everyone. Good day, and welcome once again to our program Family Connect, the program that tries to connect everybody, tries to let us understand the need to have values in our homes, which by extension will affect our lives outside, and in greater proportion, we'll be able to influence and help ourselves to be better human beings and live in a better world where all of us will be happy. Before I start off today's program, I would say thank you first to our subscribers, to those that have come to our channel, those that have commented, and those that have been supportive in one way or the other. So today we're going to continue our discussion on what is motherhood. I started last week, and I informed all of us that we're going to take it in series. I'm going to bring ladies who are in that position to come and share their experience with us. At the same time, help us to know what it takes to actually be a good mother, nurture children, and build a beautiful home with beautiful values and foundations that will help us to have better humanity. So today I have two lovely ladies with me, and I'm going to introduce them one after the other. On my right, I have Nkoyo Okoro. She is a mother, a homemaker, a businesswoman who is into branding and outdoor advertising. And I'm super happy having her here to share her experiences as a mother. Nkoyo, you're welcome.
It's a great pleasure to be here, and I'm so delighted. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And on my left, I have Chioma Opene, who is a known face in this program. Like I always say, she's a mother, a homemaker, and she's into beauty products. So, and you can see it on her face. She's a beautician, so you can reach out to her if you want to. And Chioma, you are welcome once again to our program.
Thank you. It's always a delight to be here.
Thank you very much. So, let's just kick it off. What was it like for you when you realized that you were going to be a mother? Go, I will start with you.
Okay. Well, I got married quite early, and then it wasn't like, okay, we needed to have time to have fun as husband and wife. So almost immediately I got pregnant, and it was the beginning of a journey for me. And it was really an amazing journey, well, because I've had experiences of people who have like, I had to go through this, I had to go through that, I had to, during the nausea period, and I was like, so I looked forward to it. Okay, since I've heard it, let me just have the experience as well. But fortunately for me, I was really strong. I didn't have, it was just the early stage, the early vomiting and all that. So it was beautiful, it was a beautiful journey. I didn't experience all of that. But where I started having challenge, because when we got married, I was doing my youth service and I was posted to Ibadan. But I did the posting before we got married, so there was no way I could do my redeployment. So that was where the challenges came, having the opportunity to travel from Lagos to Ibadan for your CD and all that. But even at that, I was still very strong, But as the journey started, it gets to a point that you're so tired, you're weak, you're heavy, and when you're pregnant, I don't know what to do. Okay, I'm lying this way, I'm lying the other way, I'm so uncomfortable, and I'm like, God, how am I going to do this, But in all, I really had a great experience. Okay, apart from that, another process, when I started my antenatal, I purposed in my heart to be religious about taking my drugs. So it helped me as well. I was religious about it. I was going through the daily routine. I went for my antenatal. I never gave any excuse not to attend. So it made it easy for me. I did a lot of exercise. And so when it was time for the delivery, wow, I didn't know what to expect because I was inexperienced. And then I got to hear from people, you go through this, you go through that, the pain and all that. And I'm like, something I've never experienced. So I really did not know what to expect. But what kept going through my mind was like, the Hausas, if they could have babies at the age of 15, how much more me, you know? So that gave me courage that, Nkoyo, you're going to go in there and, have your baby. And lo and behold, I went in. It was really, really painful because I didn't know what to expect, when I started feeling very funny, I just put a call across to my mom. She was like, it's time. I'm like, really? So when I got to the house, I was still wearing my jewelry.
You're not the only one.
I wore my jewelry and my everything was still, I was still well dressed. So I did not know what to expect, what I was expecting, or what was in front of me. When I now got to the hospital, then and I started feeling the pain, excruciating pain that I threw I undressed. I was like, God, I was afraid because I didn't know what was going on. I was like, God, what is this? Is this what women go through, And afterwards, after going through labor, I tried. If it was possible to break the bed, but long and short of everything, the baby came out and I was like, okay, this is the first stage. Yeah. The baby is out, I'm okay, everybody's fine. So after the baby came, I went back home almost immediately, but unfortunately he had jaundice.
Wow.
I said, what is this? His eyes were yellow, so we went back to the hospital. He said, this jaundice is not just an ordinary jaundice, He had a septic cord.
Whoa.
So that was another stage again. I'm like, is this what women go through? At my age, I didn't really enjoy myself, have fun and all that. I just started having baby immediately. So we're on admission. And then when they started looking for his vein, I was like, what is this? I wish I was the one that they were pricking, but he was the one. Before they could find his vein, luckily they got his vein, to give him a lot of antibiotics. I didn't sleep. I was always awake, be sure that this baby is fine. By the 9 months journey, at the end of the day, the baby is gone and all that. But at the end of the day, he was fine. And then we went back home. But another challenge I had, my mom wasn't here, so taking care of the baby, was another journey. I'm like, what is this? Okay, people came, helped. I had to learn.
Yes.
I had to learn it. Okay, this is how they bathe baby, this is how they do with children. But long and short of everything, it was really an amazing journey. I was happy, okay. Now, welcome to motherhood.
Yes. So what in essence you're saying that mindset, like I said the last time, mindset matters. Yeah. And then the ability to cope with the challenge that comes. It's not everybody that will actually go through this and still hold on and tell yourself, look, this is what it is. Can I go it? So it's amazing and it's beautiful in the way that you were able to manage it and cope with it. Some young ladies at your age will not be able to do that. And that's why we're discussing this, that at least your own experience was good because you took it in and your mind was ready to be a mother. So it was easier for you to cope with it, not with somebody, I don't want this journey, why did I start it? Okay, so let me ask Chioma before I come back to you. So what was it like for you? And when you discovered you were going to have a baby and the challenges you faced doing that?
Thinking about it now, honestly, if I look back, it's actually an amazing, beautiful and fantastic journey, honestly, because when I got married, I had a miscarriage with my first pregnancy, we're jumping about, although I wasn't that young because I was already in my 30s, but it was so beautiful. I was just jumping around, it just came so easily. And when the miscarriage went, I had that miscarriage. It wasn't, it's never a pleasant experience. So after that, I gave myself like a year plus. Then I now got pregnant for my daughter, the daughter I have now. But one thing I always remember is that because I was prepared for that pregnancy, I gave it all I had. Even the prayers I do every day is still up in my head. I prayed to the Almighty the kind of baby I want to have, not just the qualities being in her, but whatever quality she's going to come with. Let it be what human beings will look at and keep giving glory unto His holy name. And the journey continued. Maybe I'm lucky I've never had those early morning sickness and all that. So when women talk about it, I keep imagining what it's like. Because I never, if you're with me, you won't know I'm pregnant except I tell you. Because I'll go about my activities. It doesn't really show on my body that much. That's how amazing it is for me. Even while in the office, my colleagues never knew I was pregnant and I was up to 5 months plus. Until the benefit started showing, the benefit button started showing. But while I was still on that journey, I was conscious of it all through, because I knew to be a mother is not just to bring in a baby into the world. You too have to be prepared to give that baby all it needs, right from when it's still in that home, because you need to talk to it. You need to, I don't know, anyhow you feel you can communicate with that baby. But at the end of the day, when I finally had the baby, although I went through CS, because the doctor prepared my mind towards that, it came and I just looked at that baby and I was like, what name can I give this baby? I know in our tradition they'll say, of course the husband should give the name and all that, but the thought just came to me that I need a name for this baby. I had 2 names in mind, and then a friend that was beside me in the hospital, I said, okay, between these 2 names, which one would you think this baby, I should name this my baby? She just said that name. And that was what resonates with me, And then looking back to the prayers I was always, that was always in my heart throughout that pregnancy period, I said, yes, that's the name that befits that baby. So, and to the glory of the Lord, honestly, that name has followed her all through the number of years she has been on earth.
You are told your name is who you are.
Yes.
He shows you, and the beauty of names is that if you resonate with it and you are inclined towards doing things that work with that name or that name implies, you're always going to excel. And if you have it at the back of your mind continuously to remember who you are, where you are coming from, and who you stand to serve and what you stand to gain as a human being, that name always propels and takes you to your glory. So it's very interesting. I hope our audience and then those our subscribers with us in this topic and in this discussion, because motherhood is a journey, and for you to undertake it, you must be absolutely ready, prepared to take it. It's not something you just wake up and decide to do. It doesn't work, and that's why we're having some of the challenges we're having today, because children are having children. Yes. They are not ready, and then they just bring in anybody into the world and just dump them and go their way. So let me take the next question. The next question was your husband supportive during this period? Because I know for some men, this is a period that they like, this is not what I expected. I need my wife beside me. I need my wife for myself. But it looks like I can't have her now. So were they supportive? Were they able to have that preparation too, that mindset that, look, this is another journey, I have to be part of it, and I have to understand what it's all about. So, Choma, let me start with you.
Yes. Then he was very supportive, because considering maybe the experience I had with my miscarriage and my age as well, the doctor said if I cannot, if it's possible, don't drive, don't cook, just keep yourself, don't give yourself any stress that will cause any more miscarriages. So he was very supportive, because, and luckily for me then, the needs was around. So the cooking I never did, driving I never did, because even before she came, I was like, even if this whole house is full of cobwebs, I'm not going to touch anything. At least I'm prepared to have this baby and I'm going to have it alive, you know. So it was really a beautiful and amazing journey. The support was, I needed it and he gave it in all.
Okay,
Yes.
beautiful. So, Nkuyo, what was yours like?
Yeah, he was supportive, you know. He was there. He, at least most times when I go to mountain, I think he was the one that was always taking me there. So all through the journey he was, but he was every time he would tell me, but I'm very lucky. You know, when you get to hear stories of women, what they go through in their pregnancy, and like some men were like, the mood swings, you know, like I count myself really lucky. You know,
Yeah. So
so I really don't know if the other side, if I was kind of stressing him, maybe he would have been like, this is not what I bargained. So I just say I count myself lucky that all through the journey it was easy, it was good with God on my side, it was just.
So kudos to the men, kudos to these women.
They tried.
So no, this is beautiful because we are having two ladies that had a good one and their husbands were there to support them and stood by them through the journey. And even myself, yes, I'm part of this discussion, but somehow I'm not so part of it because I'm the one interviewing them. Absolutely. But I did have the same experience. My journey was beautiful. He was there. He was very supportive. Even sometimes, don't sit, I will cook the food, do this, do that, because he didn't want any stories, and then they would tell him something has happened. So actually, we ladies here happen to be lucky to have men that were very understanding and supportive through that journey. Now, the next one we'll take, because I'm hoping that we'll get a man who will come and share his own experience with us on this journey. But what advice can you give to the women or young ladies who are preparing to be mothers? What would you tell them so that the journey will be lovely, easy, and beautiful for them?
Okay, for me, what I would advise, every woman desires to have her own child. So being a mother is not just carrying a baby, but you should prepare your mind afterwards. As in the lifetime bond, the love, the sacrifice, the moments as in where you will share with your children. And apart from that, not just having the baby and bringing that baby to the world, there are still more things to be done, because as mothers, we just don't sleep with our eyes closed. At least one of our eyes will be open. So we must prepare their mind and have this consciousness that I'm not just bringing this child to this world. I must learn to love. I must learn to listen. I must be there to laugh with my kids while they grow. I must be there to nurture them. I must be there to make sacrifices, because really, there are moments that it gets really, really tiring and exhausting, and you're like, you want to complain. But when you remember, there are other people who are longing to go on this journey, and they don't have the opportunity. So you sit back and just relax. So what I want to advise is that challenges definitely will come, especially maybe with your spouse. It will come, but it's just for the women or the young ones that are coming, to prepare their mind that it's not going to be rosy. There are good, bad moments, all of this journey. But above all, God is the ultimate. He knows the end from the beginning. So we must learn to train up our children, as in while they grow. We're not just bringing them to the world. We must learn to teach them the right path, because of the values, we want them to inculcate while growing. So I would just want to advise women, it's a beautiful journey, I must say. I'm not here to discourage it. It's a beautiful and amazing journey. Yes. But you must put it at the back of your mind that it's not going to be all rosy. Yeah. There are moments, good moments and bad moments, but we all need balancing, and with God on our side, it's going to be a beautiful moment.
Wonderful. So, Choma?
Okay, I will start with, honestly, every child is a blessing to the right mother, because whether you're the one that gave birth to that child or you're adopting that child, just have it at the back of your mind that you're a mother, and that's what counts. So being a mother does not entail you must be pregnant, give birth to that baby. There are lots of women that don't experience that. But that joy to be a mother, they go ahead and adopt, which is for me so beautiful. Because a child that is somewhere without hope, and you're giving that child a hope, and you yourself preparing yourself to also be a mother, it's a beautiful journey. So my advice is, you as an individual should also be able to prepare yourself. You have to know yourself, for one, and know the purpose of being a mother, because you're going to nurture a child. A child that does not know anything, that came with so many characteristics, either from you or wherever, assuming you are adopted. You're going to nurture that child, and you have it in mind that you're going to nurture that child the right way, because that's the most important. Because nurturing a child to go to a wrong path is a burden. It's actually a spiritual burden, honestly. So you have to prepare yourself before you're a mother. Like I said before, when the second pregnancy came, I was prepared, because it became more glaring to me what motherhood is. So you need to, as a woman, prepare yourself, nurture that child. Whether you have to show love, it has to be severe, no matter how much you love that child, because severity without love, you're not helping that child. You can be hard, you can be soft, of course you laugh, but wherever you have to put your feet down, please do, because it's for the best for that child. Because any child, when he or she grows up and knows that you guided him or her not in the right path, will come back to you and will put it back to you that if you did the right thing, I wouldn't have been on this journey. For those that will realize themselves. Some are lost and they are lost. They can't even realize themselves. And imagine you being a part of that child being lost. Why on earth? So we just have to really, my advice to all women, whether you're young, you're old, you're having the baby, you're pregnant, you're adopting, just know that you are a mother. Prepare yourself. Give that child the best. But you have to prepare yourself first.
So thank you very much, these two lovely ladies. You just took everything away from my mouth. But the one thing I want to put across is, even if after listening to this program, you feel that there are things you've done wrong, or there are places you've got it wrong, there is never a too late. You can turn the hands of the clock. You can turn around and change whatever you have put wrong. Because like she said, whether you like it or not, at that younger age or that age they are in, they don't even understand what they need or what they want. So you are the one to make sure you give them that which they need. And with that, when they grow, no matter the circumstances, they will still look back and say, yes, it seems to me she was wicked, she was heartless, she didn't love me, but now today I know she actually loved me and she actually knew what she was doing. Because one day, they will become parents too. And they will look back and say, wow, so this is what it means to be a parent. So to be a parent or to be a mother, it's a journey of a lifetime. Until that child leaves your home, stays on his own, becomes independent, your job is not yet done. So let's remember that and know that the values which we give to them is what they will carry through their lifetime, and they will be able to give it to others. So there's no pampering, there's no soft landing. If we do that, I'm sure, and I can assure you, what we are having today is the problem we are facing, because we are having a lot of soft landing and on upbringing of children. We lost it totally. We thought that flogging them or beating them will make them not to love you. That's the word I will use. But that's not love. You are indulging them. So, ladies, women, parents, let's try and do the much we can to help ourselves and help our humanity. Before we go, this topic is a topic that is never ending, but we just took what we think we should give to our fellow women to help them. So I'm going to say thank you to our subscribers, and thank you to those that will still come to our channel. Please share, press the button, that's a ring button, so that people will know we are there to help, to build our humanity, build a beautiful home and foundation that will, at the end of the day, influence the humanity we want to be and the world we want to live in. So, I did not introduce my name before the start of the program on purpose, because I know some of you, most of you already know me. So, I remain yours, truly Chika Namani, until we come your way again. Stay blessed and have a beautiful week. Goodbye.